Okay, Hare Krishna. Welcome to the session on Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, Dhyana Yoga. So, last week, in the last class, we discussed 6.19. Yata Deepo Nivatasto Yongate Topamasmrita Yatro Parabhano. What is that shloka? Yata Deepo Nivatasto Negate Sopamasmrita Yogino Yatachittasya Yunjato Yogamatmanaha. If you remember one word in every shloka, if you remember one word, you will be able to remember the whole meaning of that shloka. So, what is the meaning? What is the word in this shloka? Deepa. Deepa. Just like how uh, a lamp that is not kept in a container, by the gust of the wind, it flickers, it wavers, and after some time it will be blown out completely. Similarly, our mind, if it is not disciplined, controlled properly, it will be wavering and there will be complete shutdown. There will be complete total disaster after some time. If we don't cultivate good habits and if we don't discipline our mind, control our mind, over a period of time, there will be total disaster and it will be complete shutdown. We see in today's age, so many children, young children only, they are going through depression. They are, they are in the group of people, but they don't behave properly. So they're always, all the time, they are on the phone or they are in their own world. So they don't interact with people nicely. So this is all because of uncontrolled mind. यथा दीपो निवातस्थो नेङ्गते सोपमास्मृता योगिनो यतचित्तस्य युञ्जतो योगमात्मनः. As a lamp in windless place does not waver, so the transcendentalist whose mind is controlled remains always steady in his meditation on the transcendent self. So this is about Dhyana. The last three stages of Ashtanga Yoga: Dhyana, Dharana and Samadhi. Dhyana, Dharana and Samadhi. So today, in these four shlokas, 20 to 23, Bhagavad Gita chapter 6, from shloka 20 to 23, these four shlokas, we want to discuss about Samadhi. Okay? Trance. English word is trance. If you are worried about your Sanskrit, Telugu word Samadhi, let's use the sophisticated English word trance. Trance. So, yatro paramate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya. Yatra chaivatmanatmanam pashyannatmani tushyati. Sukham atyantikam yattat buddhigrahyam atindriyam. Veti yatra na chaivayam stitaschalati tatpataha. Yam labdva cha param labham manyate nadikam tataha. Yasmin stito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. Tam vidya dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga samhitam. Yeah. So this is actually this set, this complete group of verses. It is actually 3.5 shlokas. If you see the last one, Tam Vidya Dukkha Samyoga Viyogam Yoga Samyita. There are only 2 lines. The other 2 lines are not there. That's why Generally we say Bhagavad Gita has 700 slokas, right? So there are some slokas like this in the entire Bhagavad Gita that have only 2 lines. So some people, you see people hearing people saying that there are not exactly 700 verses in Bhagavad Gita. There are 685, something like that. They will say, but doesn't matter. Okay, if they don't count this as a full shloka and they are neglecting this and giving only the full shlokas number 685, that is also okay. But if you, this is also shloka. Krishna decided to tell this in only 2 padams. So this is also a shloka. So that way it is 700 shlokas. Yatra, in that state of affairs where Uparamate sees because one feels transcendental happiness, Chittam, mental activities, Niruddham, being restrained from matter, Yoga Sevaya, by performance of yoga, Yatra, in which, Cha, also, Eva, certainly, Atmana, by the pure mind, Atmanam, the self, Pashan, realizing the position of Atmani, in the self, Tushyati, one becomes satisfied, Sukham, happiness, Atyantikam, supreme, Yat, which, Tat, that, Buddhi, by intelligence, Grahyam, accessible, Atindriyam, transcendental, Veddi, one knows, Yatra, wherein, Na, never, Cha, also, Eva, certainly, Ayam, he, Stitaha, situated, Chalati, moves, Tattvataha, from the truth, Yam, that which, Labdva, by attainment, Cha, also, Aparam, any other, Labham, gain, Manyate, considers, Na, never, Adhikam, more, Tata, then that, Yasmin, in which, Stitaha, being situated, Na, never, Dukkhena, by miseries, Gurunapi, even though very difficult, Vichalyate, becomes shaken, Tam, that, Vidyat, you must know, Dukkha Samyoga, of the miseries of material contact, Viyogam, extermination, Yoga Samyitam, called trance in yoga. Okay, it's a little long purport. Okay, Venugopal, can you read this translation purport?
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Translation. In the stage of perfection called trance or samadhi, one's mind is completely restrained from material mental activities by practice of yoga. This perfection is characterized by one's ability to see the self by the pure mind and to relish and rejoice in the self. In that joyous state, one is situated in boundless transcendental happiness, realized through transcendental senses, established thus, one never departs from the truth. And upon gaining this, he thinks there is no greater gain. Being situated in such a position, one is never shaken, even in the midst of greatest difficulty. This indeed is actual freedom from all miseries arising from material contact. Purport. By practice of yoga, one becomes gradually detached from material concepts. This is a primary characteristic of the yoga principle. And after this, one becomes situated in trance or samadhi, which means that the yogi realizes the supersoul through transcendental mind and intelligence, without any of the misgivings of identifying the self with the super self. Yoga practice is more or less based on the principles of the Patanjali system. Some unauthorized commentators try to identify the individual soul with the super soul, and the monish think this to be liberation, but they do not understand the real purpose of the Patanjali system. Can you scroll down here? Patanjali system of yoga. There is an acceptance of transcendental pleasure in the Patanjali system, but the monists do not accept this transcendental pleasure. Out of fear of jeopardizing the theory of oneness, the duality of knowledge and knower is not accepted by the non dualist. But in this verse, transcendental pleasure realized through transcendental senses is accepted. And this is corroborated by Patanjali Muni, the famous exponent of the yoga system. The great sage declares in his Yoga Sutras.
पुरुषार्थशून्यानां गूढानां प्रति परस्परः कैवल्यं स्वरूपप्रतिष्ठा वा चित्ति शक्तिरिति.
This Chitti Sakti or internal potency is transcendental. Purusartha means material religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and at the end, the attempt to become one with the Supreme. This oneness with the Supreme is called Kaivalyam by the monist. But according to Patanjali, this Kaivalyam is an internal or transcendental potency by which the living entity becomes aware of his constitutional position. In the words of Lord Chaitanya, this state of affairs is called Cheto Darpana Marjanam, or clearance of the impure mirror of the mind. This clearance is actually liberation, or Bhava Maha Davagni Nirvapamanam. The theory of nirvana, also preliminary, corresponds with this principle. In the Bhagavatam 2.10.6, this is called Swarupena Vyavasitaha. The Bhagavad Gita also confirms this situation in this verse. After nirvana or material cessation, there is a manifestation of spiritual activities or devotional service to the Lord, known as Krishna consciousness. In the words of the Bhagavatam, Swarupena Vyavasitaha, this is the real life of the living entity. Maya or illusion is the condition of the spiritual life contaminated by material infection. Liberation from this material infection does not mean destruction of the original eternal position of the living entity. Patanjali also accepts this by his words, Kaivalyam Swarupa Pratishtava Chiti Saktir iti. This Chiti Sakti or transcendental pleasure is real life. This is confirmed in the Vedanta Sutra as Anandamayo Vyasa. This natural transcendental pleasure is the ultimate goal of yoga and is easily achieved by execution of devotional service or Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga will be vividly described in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In the yoga system, as described in this chapter, there are two kinds of samadhi called Sampragnata Samadhi and Asampragnata Samadhi. When one becomes situated in the transcendental position by various philosophical researchers, he is said to have achieved Sampragnata Samadhi. In the Asampragnata Samadhi, there is no longer any connection with mundane pleasure, for one is then transcendental to all sorts of happiness derived from the senses. When the yogi is once situated in the transcendental position, he is never shaken from it. Unless the yogi is able to reach this position, he is unsuccessful. Today's so-called yoga practice, which involves various sense pleasures, is contradictory. A yogi indulging in sex and intoxication is a mockery. Even those yogis who are attacked by the siddhis in the process of yoga are not perfectly situated. If yogis are attracted by the byproducts of yoga, then they cannot attain the stage of perfection, as is stated in this verse. Persons, therefore, indulging in the make-show practice of gymnastic feats or siddhis should know that the aim of yoga is lost in that way. The best practice of yoga in this age is Krishna consciousness. which is not baffling. A Krishna conscious person is so happy in his occupation that he does not aspire after any other happiness. There are many impediments, especially in this age of hypocrisy, to practicing Hatha Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, and Gnana Yoga. But there is no such problem in executing Karma Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. As long as the material body exists, one has to meet the demands of the body, namely eating, sleeping, defending, and mating. But a person who is pure Bhakti Yoga or in Krishna consciousness does not arouse the senses while meeting the demands of the body. Rather, he accepts the bare necessities of life, making the best use of a bad bargain, and enjoys transcendental happiness in Krishna consciousness. He is callous toward incidental occurrences such as accidents, disease, scarcity, and even the death of most dear relative. But he is always alert to execute his duties in Krishna consciousness or Bhakti Yoga. Accidents never deviate him from his duty, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita 2.14.
Agama nityas tam titikshasva bharata.
He endures all such incidental occurrences because he knows that they come and go and do not affect his duties. In this way, he achieves the highest perfection in yoga practice.
It's a big party.
Big.
So, when we have notebook LM, don't worry. It can present everything in one screen. It can present everything in one screen.
Multiple formats also it can show.
Multiple formats, yeah. Huh?
Phonic mapping. Memory mapping or some.
Infographic, mind map, yeah, data table, so many things. Flashcards, quiz. Yeah, I'm going to use that. Very soon I'm going to use that. Quiz. Okay, so in simple words, this shloka, the trance or samadhi that Krishna is explaining in this shloka, in these 4 shlokas, let's try to understand with a simple example. There are 2 things called chit. One is chit, the other one is chitta. Chitta or chittam, okay, whatever you can call it as. So what is chit and chittam? Chit is the part of the soul. In English, chit can be called as awareness, consciousness or awareness. Okay? Soul has 3 attributes: Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat is eternal. It talks about the existence, eternal existence. Chit is the knowledge, awareness. The soul has the knowledge about Atma and Paramatma or Bhagavan. Okay, that is Chit. And Ananda. Once you know about the Atma and Paramatma, Ananda only, right? What else will be there? It's all happiness, bliss only. So Sat, Chit, Ananda. 3 attributes of the soul. So that is Chit. So what is Chit again? Awareness, knowledge. Okay? Awareness or knowledge about the soul and super soul. So this is completely spiritual. This Sat, Chit, Ananda is all about spiritual. Now, in contrast to this, in contrast to Chit, there is something called as Chittam or Chitta. Opposite. Because Chitta is related to material awareness. Material awareness. So in this shloka, Krishna is explaining what are the symptoms of a person? Echo, there is echo, right? What are the symptoms of a person who Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I think now it is fine. Huh? So Krishna explains what are the symptoms of a person who has fixed his chittam, the material awareness, into his own atma. Okay, so right now our chittam is focused on material things. Chitta has the awareness of material things. So the process of Ashtanga Yoga is in the advanced stage. When the yogi goes into Samadhi stage, what are the symptoms? The symptom will be that Chittam or Chitta will be focused completely inward, not outward but inward. So I'll give an example, simple example to understand this. So let's say you went to a movie theater. And then, before the movie starts, what is your awareness, or where is your focus? Your focus is on the people who are sitting in front of you, around you, and all the different things in the theater. Phone, everything, right? Everything. So, and after a few minutes, when the movie starts, you're completely absorbed in the movie. Especially if it is a movie like Bahubali, you're completely absorbed in the movie. Not even your phone. You'll forget your phone, children, everybody. Your husband, wife, everybody. Your focus is completely on the screen, on the movie. So now here, what is chitta and what is chitta? What is chit and what is chitta? See, there's only difference of one alphabet. Okay, chit and chitta. So now here, before the movie starts, that is scenario 1. After the movie starts, that is scenario 2. So which one is chit and which one is chitta?
I think it's Chit will be absolutely in the movie.
Chit is absolutely in the movie.
Before movie, Chitta. Custom.
Okay. Your online, Saritana?
Before movie, it is Chitta, Prabhuji.
Before movie, it is chitta. Okay.
Seeing movies, Chit.
Chit. Okay. Inka?
Yeah, soul is before movie chitta. Awareness, if you say chitta is awareness, right?
Yeah.
You are physically aware of everything. So that to me is like chitta. The before scenario 1 is chitta. And when you are lost, right, like you're not aware of your surrounding and things, then it's chitta.
Okay. So let's ask everyone. Yeah. Sudhakar.
Yeah, before the movie chitta, like awareness.
Before movie is chitta.
Yeah.
Awareness, material awareness. Yeah. Once the movie starts, yeah, that is chit. Ananda. Chit, and then after that Ananda only, right? Sat Chit Ananda. Okay, Praveen. Same as Abhishek. Okay. I think that is simple, huh? Abhishek gave one version, Sudhakar gave another version. Praveen says same as Sudhakar, same as Abhishek. Okay.
Depends on the movie.
Sarita ఎంత ఇంటెలిజెంట్ హస్బెండ్ అన్నాడు.
తట్టుకోలేకపోతున్నాను ప్రభు.
రియలైజ్ అయ్యారు ఎప్పుడైనా? కష్టమే కదా, అంత ఇంటెలిజెంట్ హస్బెండ్ అంటే కష్టమే.
అసలు చాలా కష్టంగా ఉంది ప్రభు.
సొసైటీలో ఓకే కానీ ఇంట్లో ఇంటెలిజెంట్గా ఉంటే కష్టం.
Yeah.
వెంకటేష్, Abhishek. Yeah. Actually, you are the one who said that first. Yeah.
So Chitta is basically the awareness. We talked about awareness, right? So before movie, our awareness is basically around everything.
No, both are awareness only.
Right.
So Chit, Chitta, both are awareness. Chit is spiritual awareness. Chitta is material awareness.
Yeah. In this analogy, I would say Chit is basically the movie because that's where we are here, or that's where we came to that theater.
Yeah.
And obviously before that we are seeing the early stages, so that's our awareness is everywhere else. But once maybe the movie starts, or once we are going,
You're completely absorbed and Ananda hi Ananda. Aaj ki Anand ki jai ho. Yes.
I feel the.
If you are agreeing with him, you can simply say Patiye Pratyaksha Daiva.
like it's a bonding awareness, the initial one. So it's not focused on one thing. We are aware of it, everything, and so that's chitta. And once we are involved in the movie, once we get hooked, and that we
That is
completely
chitta.
focus on that, and that's chitta.
Chit, okay. Anakonda? మళ్ళీ ఎందుకు అడుగుతున్నారు?
Movie is a chit, and chitta is the one which
Is the people. Okay.
all of us.
Okay. Venugopal, since you read the purport, you spent 20 minutes reading the purport. You have to give the correct answer. So what do you say, Venugopal?
I will go with Abhishek thing only, Prabhuji.
Okay, Abhishek, you are getting so many votes.
My approach is in this context, the people and the surrounding is real, and
Yeah.
movie is an illusion. That will just end very soon, right? So that's why I think I said it's chitta and chitta.
Okay. Yeah, Swati.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So did you get the question?
Yes, Prabhuji. I'll go with Abhishek ji too.
Okay, Abhishek, you have one online vote. Two online votes. Two online votes. One offline. Mahi. మీకు అర్థమైందా క్వశ్చన్?
No, Prabhuji.
అర్థం కాలేదా? ఓకే. చిత్ చిత్ అంటే స్పిరిచువల్ అవేర్నెస్, అంటే ఆత్మ జ్ఞానం ఉండడం, ఆత్మ పరమాత్మ జ్ఞానం ఉండడం. చిత్త అంటే మెటీరియల్ అవేర్నెస్, మెటీరియల్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఉండడం, అంటే ఫోకస్ అంతా మెటీరియల్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ మీద ఉండడం అనమాట. సో మూవీ థియేటర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్లో మూవీ స్టార్ట్ అయ్యే ముందు ఒక సెనారియో, మూవీ స్టార్ట్ అయిన తర్వాత ఇంకో సెనారియో. అంటే మన ఫోకస్ మూవీ స్టార్ట్ అవ్వకముందు అందరూ మనుషుల మీద వాటి మీద ఉంటుంది. మూవీ స్టార్ట్ అయిన తర్వాత కంప్లీట్గా మూవీలో అబ్జర్వ్ అయిపోతాం. సో ఇక్కడ ఏది ఈ ఎగ్జాంపుల్లో చిత్తేది, చిత్తా ఏది?
Chitta is before the movie starts, which means the material things or something. And it is like a complete movie.
ఓకే. శ్యామల,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
నేను మూవీకి వెళ్ళను ప్రభుజీ.
I will go with the Mahi Mataji answer, Prabhuji.
You'll go with who?
Mahi Mataji answer.
Mahi, okay. Same as Mahi. Okay. Sarita, final గా.
ఇందాక సేమ్ చెప్పాను Prabhuji. Before movie Chitta, after movie Chitt. I mean, seeing movie Chitt.
Seeing movies Chitta. Okay.
Bro, one more chance.
Oh. Second vote. Revoting.
Another movie.
Before movie it's a material consciousness. After movie, it's a spiritual consciousness because I realize there is nothing in the movie. That's why.
No, I went to Narasimha movie. I got elated.
Sarita, eco intelligence.
That's the last movie I went.
ఇలా పొంగి పొందుతుంది ఇంటెలిజెన్స్. Yeah, it depends on the movie, right? Narasimha movie అయితే అది spiritual.
Example is wrong.
So you are frustrated with
We fixed it is Bahubali movie, Prabhuji. అలా చెప్పాం మేమైతే.
Okay. Okay. So it is unanimously declared that Venkatesh and Abhishek are the winners. That means before the movie, your focus is on the people. So here the key difference is before the movie your focus is on the people, and after the movie your focus is on the movie. So what is real here? People are real. The movie is an illusion. You are absorbed. That's a different thing. You are absorbed and you are getting ananda because of that. But is that permanent ananda? It's a 2.5 hours ananda. After that, it's gone. After that, again people only, right? Yeah. So people are real. Movie is an illusion. So just like how we are absorbed in the material world, we are absorbed in the movie. Just like in the movie, we are absorbed in material objects. So that is chittam or chitta. Absorbing in the movie is chittam. That is material awareness, illusion. Chit is spiritual awareness. That is the real. That is the real stuff. So through this process of samadhi, if you look at the shloka, right? Yatro paramate chittam. See, when you are reading it, you read it like yatro paramate, right? That doesn't make any sense. Yatra uparamate. Yatra uparamate chittam. Because what is the meaning of uparamate there? Uparamate means stopping, right? Cease. Yeah, stopping. Yeah. Yatra uparamate chittam. What is chittam? Material awareness. Uparamate chittam means stopping material awareness. Yatra means where? When and wherever the material awareness is stopped. That is samadhi. That is samadhi. Yatro paramate chittam. Wherever the material awareness is stopped, the focus, your interest in material things is stopped. That is samadhi. That means if your focus is not there in material things, then it is in spiritual things. If it is not in the movie, then it is on the people, right? So that is the real thing. So yatro paramate chittam. If you understand this one line, if you understand this one example, then this complicated shloka, long purport about samadhi, everything is understood. Right?
And Prabhu, just one question. So, chitta is the property of soul, say. Yeah. Is chittam also just perverted property, or like how we understand chittam?
So chittam is a faculty of mind. Yeah. Which is part of the body. It's a subtle body. It's subtle body. Yeah.
Looking at the people, it is like looking at the people, then also it is like only just by the seeing. Doesn't it mean like even though he's looking, but he's inward only. We can understand that. looking at the different people before the movie starts,
Yeah.
but then also he is so conscious about inside, not with the people. Because they're different.
No, there the people represent your soul. The people, different people, they represent the soul. Okay? There are many people, but you have to take some collection of all the people as the soul, the Jiva Tattva. Or if it is confusing, just understand that the difference between movie and people is people are real, movie is false, illusion. Yeah. So if your absorption is in the movie, that means your absorption is in the illusory things. Yeah.
If people are real, people is Atma.
Yes. Yeah. But how this is achieved? Yatro paramate chittam, that is fine. We understood it. We'll never forget it because of the movie example, because of voting system, because of famous celebrities, Abhishek and Venkatesh. Nobody will forget this. At least Venkatesh and Abhishek will not forget it. Sarita, ఏమైంది మీకు కరెక్ట్ ఆన్సర్ చెప్పలేదు.
అవును ప్రభుజీ, I'm focusing on material things. I have to come out of that.
శ్యామల అందుకే వెళ్ళి మూవీ స్టూడెంట్ మీ ఇద్దరు ఒక దగ్గర ఉన్నారా?
ఇప్పుడు అర్థమైంది ప్రభుజీ ఆన్సర్ ఎందుకు. మేమిద్దరం ఏదో డిస్కస్ చేసుకుంటాం.
ఇద్దరు చేస్తారు ఇంట్లో, ఇక్కడ రావచ్చు కదా.
క్లాస్ వింటున్నాం ప్రభుజీ.
క్లాస్ వింటున్నారా? ఇంకో క్లాస్?
మీ క్లాసే ప్రభుజీ. మేము క్లాస్ లో చెప్పే పాయింట్స్ కూడా డిస్కస్ చేసుకుంటున్నాం ప్రభుజీ. సో డిస్కస్ చేసుకొని మరి డీప్ గా డిస్కస్ చేసుకుంటున్నాం.
గ్రూప్ స్టడీ అన్నమాట. ఓకే. సో శ్యామల, మహి, మీరు అప్పుడప్పుడు వెళ్ళి మూవీ స్టూడెంట్ చూస్తే అర్థం అవుతుంది ఏది చిత్తు ఏది చిత్తము అనేది ఆన్సర్ చేయగలుగుతారు. ఓకే, సో లెట్స్ కమ్ బ్యాక్ హియర్. So that's the main point in this shloka. Okay, the other things are details only. So yatra paramate chittam. What's the next line? Yogam.
Niruddham yoga sevaya.
Niruddham yoga sevaya. So how that is achieved? That yatra paramate chittam is the goal. How that goal is achieved? Niruddham yoga sevaya. Niruddha means by stopping, by controlling, by stopping. Niruddham yoga sevaya. By practicing this yoga, Ashtanga yoga, one can achieve that state, that samadhi, where the material awareness is stopped and internal, and the same chittam, the material awareness is stopped, but the same chittam will turn inward. The same chittam will turn inward. Okay, you will focus on, the mind will focus on Atma. Okay. Another thing that we have to understand here is, when the mind is meditating or thinking about different objects, there are gross objects. There are gross things and subtle things that the mind can meditate upon. Gross things is, for example, anything. Somebody can meditate on, let's say gulab jamun example. Somebody can meditate on the gulab jamun itself. Okay, that is gross thing. Okay, there's an object and you like that object, so you are meditating on that. Subtle, meditating on subtle things is you are meditating on the experience that you had when you ate gulab jamun. That experience is subtle thing. Okay? So gross object and subtle thing. So the mind can meditate upon these two things. So why I am telling about this subtle thing is that means the mind has the ability to perceive subtle things, to meditate subtle things. Because anything about spiritual is subtle only. You cannot see. Can you see soul? No. Can we see God? No. It's all subtle. So the ability that the mind has to meditate on subtle things like feelings, taste, bliss, experience, happiness, distress, these are the things mind can meditate upon. These are the subtle things, but the mind can meditate upon these things. Even the smell also. Mind can meditate on smell. For example, nice jasmine fragrance or nice fragrance of mango, the nectar mango. The mind can meditate on the smell also. So there are different things, subtle things the mind can meditate upon. So that same ability, it can be turned inward to meditate upon the soul and super soul. Okay? That is Samadhi.
Recalling the same experience. When
Yes.
you eat gulab jamun and recalling the same
That experience.
or the taste is the subtle.
Correct. Yeah.
So is it Dhyana or Samadhi?
This is Samadhi.
Okay, Dhyana is, we also fix on particular object. Dhyana.
So, no, Dhyana is this meditation that I said.
Yeah.
The mind meditating on gross objects or subtle things, that is Dhyana. And by that process, finally what will happen? That Chittam will turn inward and become aware of the soul. The mind will become aware of the soul. That is soul and super soul both. The mind will become aware of soul and super soul. That is Samadhi.
So from Dhyana you go to
Samadhi.
Then in Samadhi there is no material object.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it's a three-step formula: practice, detachment, and trance, Samadhi. Abhyasa, Vairagya, and Samadhi. So the practice of the eightfold Ashtanga yoga process: Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. So final one is Samadhi, but by the practice of the previous 7 steps, one can reach the advanced stage of Samadhi. Detachment. So all these things we discussed in the previous shlokas, the Pratyahara, all those things we discussed. And once the Chittam stops focusing on material objects, it will become aware of the soul and super soul. This state is called Samadhi. True Samadhi occurs when the yogi realizes the super soul through transcendental mind and intelligence. Okay. But this realization is misunderstood by the Mayavadis. The Mayavadis think that Mayavadis are impersonalists. They think that in the Samadhi state, the soul merges with super soul. The soul merges with super soul. That's what they think, Mayavadis, impersonalists. But Patanjali, as he has established the yoga principles in Yoga Sutras, so he clearly mentions that the soul and super soul are individual. Soul doesn't merge with super soul. This is the actual yoga system.
So when everything began, let's say when the human creations get.
Yeah.
Like, did the super soul as Krishna, who's God, created these small souls,
No.
or they were there from?
Yeah. So the question is, Madhuri is asking question that in the beginning of the creation, was it like only super soul existed or Bhagavan existed and then he created all the souls? No. The soul is eternal. Super soul is also eternal. So what is the definition of eternal? There is no beginning, no end. That means nobody created. Even God did not create us. Even God did not create us. We all existed eternally, not existed. We all exist eternally, simultaneously with God. Simultaneously with God, we all exist eternally. But at the same time, we cannot exist without God. Just like sun rays cannot exist without sun. Like that, we cannot exist without God, but God did not create us. Okay? Difficult to understand, but that's the fact.
But Jiva is created, right? Like, Jiva is.
No, in the material world,
He created.
the body is created, not the soul. The body is created. The material body is created.
Yeah, he created and then soul came to that body, right? Then he was alive, right?
No, the first soul came, then Brahmaji in the Visarga and created the bodies.
Yeah, the soul wanted a body. It is not like he created a body and then the soul. Whichever body is vacant, I will occupy that. Not like that. Actually, this body I created by myself. Based on my desires, my impressions. I created this body by myself.
No, it's after a number of births you created because of your karmic karma, right? Initially, first at the beginning.
The first
body
was Brahma.
Is from Brahma, right? And
We were all Brahma.
Okay. We did not ask to create Brahma, right?
No.
Nobody asked, right?
Yeah.
God created this.
No. God did not create like
The
that.
first body, I'm saying.
First body also.
Yeah.
First body also. We were in the spiritual world. We were serving God. But we developed some self-interest. We wanted to become God. So we turned away from God. We said bye-bye Krishna. And then we wanted to enjoy by ourselves. We wanted to become God. That's why Krishna created our first body as Brahma's body. Okay, we wanted to become God, right? So Brahma is the highest jiva. He's almost equivalent to, Krishna. He's Devadi Deva. Brahma is Devadi Deva of all the devatas. Yeah. And from Brahma, we fell down further and we occupied other different bodies. And as we committed sinful activities, from human life, we went into lower species of life, animals, insects, aquatics, all those things.
So, since we all got different with our desire and we kind of. So it also means that as Brahma we created different things, like, or does it have a rule that same kind of thing we created?
So as Brahma, did we create?
Yeah, as Brahma we have creation power as in bodies. We can create bodies, right? So did we create based on our desire as in terms of like some created humans, some created like animals?
Yeah, we did mistakes, definitely. In performing that role as Brahma, we did mistakes. That's why we fell down into another species of life. And in that life, we created some more mistakes and then we fell down further. So sometimes we created mistakes, sometimes we committed mistakes, sometimes we performed good deeds. So whenever you perform good deeds, you will go up. Whenever you perform bad deeds, you will come down. That is there in 15th chapter, which we are going to recite today. Urdhva moolam adashakam chandamsi yasya parnani yastvam veda saveda vedu. Urdhva moolam adashakam. There is a description of a tree, upside down tree. Urdhva moolam. Urdhva means up. Moolam means root. This material world is like an upside down tree. The root is on the top and branches are downward. Ada shakam. Urdhva moolam ada shakam. And if you perform good deeds, you will be promoted to higher branches and finally the root. But if you perform bad deeds, sinful activities, you will go down to the lower branches of the tree.
So is this cycle the same way again? We are elevated to Brahma and then
No.
It's just directly once we have attained that
Perfection,
we directly
go to spiritual world. Yeah. So just like Tulsi Das, he went back to spiritual world in the same body in which he performed his bhakti. Yeah. But those are exceptional cases where people go to spiritual world in the same material body that they performed bhakti. Ramanujacharya is another example. But in general, all of us, when we achieve perfection, we'll go to spiritual world and we will get a spiritual body. We'll get a spiritual body.
You said the Brahma was also created by ourselves, right? We created our own Brahma bodies.
Yes, we created means because of our desire. Because of our desire, that particular body was created. Yeah.
Prabhu, previous Sloka, right? So Patanjali says like Chittam, once you are, if you are not aware of material, right, awareness, then you will aware of the soul, right? So I'm in perfect state.
Mm-hmm.
In whatever the state when I was in that state, right? I was in bliss state, right? I got highest happiness.
Yeah.
So in that I won't get any desires, right? Why am I envy to Krishna at the time? Because I got the highest happiness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't anchor for smaller happiness, right?
Yeah.
Then I won't be any envy to Krishna at that time.
So the clarification is, when the soul is in the spiritual world, in the beginning.
I'm not aware of any material awareness at that stage.
Not aware of material things, but the soul has a free will, limited free will. With that free will, the soul can develop a desire to stay with God or turn away from God.
But I got highest happiness there, right?
Yeah, you have highest happiness.
Yeah. So why I want to do small things again?
You have highest happiness at the same time. It's based on your freedom only. Because if there is no freedom for you, it is not love. So God gives that freedom to you. Just like a child. See, when the child is with the parents, complete happiness, right? But as the child grows up, when they reach college stage, they want to go out. Because they feel that they get more liberty, more freedom, they can enjoy more. So they can feel that they are adults, and they can feel that they are seeing real life. As long as they are inside the home with the parents, it is like a prison, and they are restricted.
Happiness cannot be unless and until because Anand is in with Krishna only, right? Prabhuji,
Yes.
don't think like it's a highest happiness. Highest happiness is with Krishna only.
Yeah.
Not even though we are apart from our material desires has been end, then also that is not a complete happiness.
Yes.
Happiness only with Krishna.
Only with Krishna.
So we cannot say that's the highest happiness.
No, you are already in Krishna. When you
are in spiritual world,
Yeah.
you are sporting.
So we are in spiritual
Spiritual world.
Yeah.
So the thing is, after you fall into the material world, and after you go through this cycle, repeated cycle of birth and death through different species, Brahma, animal, human being, and on so on. Eventually, after we get purification and achieve perfection, once we go back to spiritual world, then we will not make the mistake. We will never come to the material world again.
Yeah, that one I'm clear for. First one, why you came from
Yeah, first one because of the free will, limited free will. Yeah. So, but after
This statement is this statement is very soothing to hear. That we will never come back once going back.
yeah, once we go there, we will never come back. Yad gatva na nivartante. Krishna tells in 8th chapter, Bhagavad Gita 8th chapter, Yad gatva na nivartante. Natad bhasayate suryo, na shashanko na pavakaha, yad gatva na nivartante, tadhama paramam mama.
15th chapter.
Oh, 15th chapter. Yeah, not 8, 15th. Natad bhasayate suryo, na shashanko na pavakaha. My spiritual world, my abode, is not illuminated by sun, moon, earth, light, like that. It is self-illumined. It is self-illumined. Krishna is giving a description of his own house, his own abode, so that we become attracted to go there. And then in the next line he says, once you come here, this place is very beautiful. My home is very beautiful. Come here. This place is very beautiful. Once you come here, you will never go back. Yad gatva nanivartante tadhama paramam mama.
Prabhu, is there a difference between like how you attain, say, if through bhakti yoga you go, then you will never come, or even through ashtanga yoga or yogic kriya if you go, then also you will never come?
Through Ashtanga yoga also, you can go to Vaikuntha.
Yeah.
You cannot go to Goloka, but you can go to Vaikuntha.
And you will never fall back.
You will never fall back. Yeah.
Now that we know that we have this knowledge that and we want to go to the beautiful abode of God, right? Why doesn't this dream stop and why don't we go there immediately?
Because our desires are still there.
Desires, attachments.
I'm thinking of what I have to do.
Because of Prashant. Okay, so let's finish this these 4 slokas. Then. So regarding this Samadhi, there are 2 different understandings. The monist or impersonalist Mayavadi, they think that the soul merges with super soul. That is wrong. And Patanjali gives a correct understanding in Yoga Sutra, Patanjali Yoga Sutra. According to Patanjali Yoga system, soul and super soul maintain eternal individual identities. Liberation is realizing one's true constitutional position, fully accepts and relishes transcendental pleasure. Whereas in the monist philosophy or impersonalist Mayavadi philosophy, they attempt to artificially merge the individual soul with the super soul. Liberation is merely becoming one with the Supreme, rejects transcendental pleasure to protect non-dualist theories.
But one of the mukti, right, where they actually merge with Brahma Jyoti. They actually merge, right, like the Sayujya mukti, right? So it may not be truly.
No. Sayujya mukti is merging with the Brahman. Yeah.
It may not be totally incorrect, but it's just that you don't have the personal form understanding, right?
Yeah. So that is not the highest. That's not the highest thing. Yeah. Yes, they do merge, but they fall down.
From there.
Eventually they will fall down. Yeah. So even though temporarily they achieve that state, so that's not real.
That's not permanent.
That's not permanent.
Then why is it called mukti?
it's almost equivalent to because you'll spend there for a very 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 long time, and that time almost looks like eternal.
Because I thought like the Brahma Jyoti is also a part of spiritual world, right? It's not part of this material.
It is part of spiritual world, but there is no activity.
But you can.
There's no ananda. Yeah, there's no ananda. You'll fall down. So Prabhupada writes this in one of the purports that we discussed in 5th chapter. Yeah. So yeah, even Brahman platform, you will fall down. Yeah.
Guru, they doesn't know because of that correct Guru, they doesn't have correct Guru, they doesn't know about the form of the God, they know only the Brahman because of that.
Yeah. And who chose the Guru? The individual only chose the Guru, right? So it is individual's desire. It is individual's desire. Which Guru they want to choose. That is also individual desire, right? So based on what the person wants to do, accordingly, Krishna will show them a real Guru or a bogus Guru. So it's according to your own desires, basically. They read Bhagavad Gita, but the same Bhagavad Gita, there are 1,000 different commentaries. There are 1,000 different commentaries. So, yeah. Okay. Now, Patanjali says Kaivalyam. So this Samadhi, Patanjali is calling with a different name as Kaivalyam. Kaivalyam means becoming aware of the soul and super soul. Once the material awareness is stopped and the mind turns inward, antarmukh, when the mind becomes antarmukh, becomes aware of soul and super soul, then there is complete ananda, complete bliss. That is Kaivalyam. Yatro paramate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya yatra chaivatmanatmanam pashyan atmani tushyati. Pashyan atmani tushyati. That is the shloka, right? Is there shloka in this slides? The shloka is not there. Okay, read the last line of the shloka. 6.20.
ఎత్ర చైతన్యాత్మనం పశ్యన్నాత్మని తుష్యతి.
Pashyan atmani tushyati.
అంతే.
Yeah. Pashyan. Pashya means seeing. Seeing what? Atma. Pashyan atmani tushyati. Tushyati means becomes happy, experiences bliss. Okay, Pashyan atmani tushyati. As soon as the mind turns inward and sees the mind, sees the soul and super soul, then it becomes happy. Pashyan atmani tushyati. Yatro paramate chittam, stop material awareness. Niruddham yoga sevaya. How that is achieved? By practicing this Ashtanga yoga. Yatra chaivatmanatmanam pashyan atmani tushyati. As soon as the mind turns inward and sees soul and super soul, then that is Samadhi Kaivalyam. So this process of stopping the chittam, material awareness, is explained in different places by different acharyas. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself explains in Shikshashtakam. Cheto dharpanamarjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidhyavadu jivanam Anandham buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamruta swadanam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna sankirtanam. Cheto darpana marjanam. That chittam. We have to cleanse that chittam. We have to cleanse that consciousness of the mind. That material awareness we have to get rid of. So for that, what is the process? Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam chanting, japa. Doing japa is the process to clear that material awareness. This
జిహ్వే
is
శ్రీకృష్ణం. సారీ ప్రభుజీ.
uh,
జిహ్వే శ్రీకృష్ణ మంత్రం జప జప సతతం జన్మ సాఫల్యం.
yeah. So we discussed this in Friday class. So there also Kushekar Alvar, he says, Jihve Shri Krishna mantram, japa japa satatam, janma safalya mantram. O tongue, please chant the name of Shri Krishna. And this is the only perfection of this life. Janma safalya mantram. And in other places, this is also explained. In Bhagavatam, Swayam Rupena Vyavastitihi, the principle of Nirvana, Vedanta Sutra, Anandamayo Bhyasat. See, if you want to read 6th chapter, if you want to know Ashtanga Yoga in an authentic way, see, if you want to eat Gongura Pachadi, for example, you go to Bengal and eat Gongura Pachadi, will it make sense? No. You will never get authentic Gongura Pachadi in Bengal. To eat authentic Gongura Pachadi, you have to go to Guntur. Right? So, you have to come to Andhra, some place of Andhra. Guntur, Rayalaseema, wherever. Okay? So, like that, if you really want to understand Ashtanga Yoga in an authentic way, don't read Prabhupada's purports. Read some other Bhagavad Gita. Wherever you find it, authentic. Because Prabhupada mixes Ashtanga Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. So for everything, Prabhupada says Bhakti Yoga only. Because that is the ultimate yoga. That is the highest form of yoga. So Prabhupada even doesn't want to waste time discussing other yogas. That's why he mixes everything. But if somebody is really interested in practicing Ashtanga Yoga, don't read Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita. Read something else, whatever authentic. Okay. Now here in the purport, Samadhi, there are two types of Samadhis that are described. Samprajñāta Samadhi, Asamprajñāta Samadhi. Samprajñāta Samadhi is one attains this state of trance by studying, by research, by study, by speculation, by reading lot of Upanishads, by doing analytical study of the 26 elements of matter, Sankhya Yoga, they can achieve this Samprajñāta Samadhi. Asamprajñāta Samadhi is the true Ashtanga Yoga Samadhi. By following the 8 processes, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, finally Samadhi. That is Asamprajñāta Samadhi. But all of us who are practicing Bhakti Yoga, we are neither interested in Samprajñāta Samadhi nor interested in Asamprajñāta Samadhi. So even if you don't understand this, that is okay. By the way, these are not exam topics. These are excluded from the exams. Finally, Prabhupada writes, Krishna consciousness as the supreme realization. The ultimate goal of yoga, Anandamayo Bhyasat, is to become happy. The ultimate goal of any yoga is to become happy. Anandamayo Bhyasat. The natural pleasure of devotion is most easily and perfectly achieved via the execution of Bhakti Yoga. In this state, the yogi attains full, complete happiness in their occupation and fundamentally loses aspiration for any other type of happiness. So there is more explanation about Bhakti Yoga, which is not needed here. So in simple words, the Samadhi, what is Samadhi? As soon as we, let's let's quickly look at the other lines of the shloka. Yatro paramate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya yatra chaivatmanatmanam pashyannatmani tushyati. And once you see the soul and achieve happiness, tushyati, sukham atyantikam yattad. That happiness, here Krishna is describing, what is that, what is the type of happiness one experiences? Sukham atyantikam yattad. There is no other happiness like this. There is no other happiness like this. Atyantikam. This is the highest form of happiness. The yogi will experience this. Buddhi grahyam atindriyam. Atindriyam means beyond the senses. Generally, happiness means anything that has to do with senses. Anything that I eat, that gives happiness. Anything that I hear gives me happiness. Anything that I see gives me happiness. But this happiness is the highest, atyantikam and atindriyam. This is beyond senses. This is beyond senses. Veti yatra na chaivayam sthitas chalati tattvataha. In that state, the mind does not waver. Mind does not waver. Because the mind knows what is the ultimate happiness. Mind experiences ultimate happiness. The mind does not waver. Yam labdva chaparam labam manyate nadikam tataha yasmin stito na dukkena gurunapi vichalyate tam vidya dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga samhitam. Yam labdva chaparam labam manyate nadikam tataha. After attaining this state of happiness, the soul thinks that manyate na adikam tataha. There is nothing beyond this. There is nothing above this. It is the same thing mentioned in the previous. Sukham atyantikam yatta. It is explained in different way. Yam labdva chaparam labham. After attaining this, the soul thinks manyate nadikam tataha. There is nothing beyond than this. Yasmin stito na dukkena gurunapi vichalyate. Okay? With that, we will pause here. Any questions, comments, reflections? All good? Okay? Gratra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Okay? Thank you everyone. Hare Krishna. See you all.
Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Uh,